Hey, we're live.
Good evening and welcome to the Whaler Guys. Jerry Irwin along with Peter Hindle on a warm summer evening here in Hartford. It is not hockey season, but we do have a Hartford connection tonight. In a few minutes, we will be bringing on Gino Beats.
That's right. Yeah, a local musician who has probably about as much passion for Hartford as we do. So we figured that's something in common. We got to get this guy on the show. We had a rough week with the XL Center. As you guys know, June 29th, there was one bid for the XL Center. It was from Oak Street. There's still the issue with the atrium, so if you want to be mad at somebody, the guy is Larry Gottsteiner, who kind of is holding the atrium hostage, and the XL Center cannot be NHL ready without that atrium, so they have to work out some kind of deal. We've talked about this for 800 years.
And what bothers me is when we have Larry Gottsteiner, who's been silent for 5 years, and all of a sudden now he wants to be a voice in Hartford and work with everyone. Gino Beats is here, so we're going to get him mic'd up, and we will give him some time to talk about. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
I don't know if you can just
look
clip this on your stick it on your shirt
MHGA.
or whatever you want to do.
He's making Hartford great again. It's wonderful to have someone from Hartford who has become successful. And his claim to fame is his song that incorporated so many different things in Hartford. Well, welcome, Gino. I'm Jerry. You know Peter.
This is our first meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool.
In person.
We saw you, on Facebook and doing your thing, and I love the music because that's what I like about it. We got something in common. We both love Hartford. We see the things that people don't know about, Rick Mahorn and people that are from Hartford, and like some of the songs that you brought up, Gail King, and people don't remember that's like where she got her start. And we have a bunch of pictures here about your songs. What I did was I took a bunch of snapshots of your Facebook posts, and we can talk about your songs. So, Lindsay's not there right now, but when she comes back, she's going to put up a picture.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You grew up in Hartford?
Yes, I grew up in Hartford, off of Blue Hills area. I went to Eddie Fisher School, and then I went to Fox Middle, and then after that I went to Weaver High.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and you still in Hartford now, or where you living now?
Yep, still in Hartford.
Yeah. And so, what's one of your favorite things about Hartford?
The events we used to have.
Yeah.
Now, you, like a lot of people in Hartford, we talked to a lot of people at the XL Center. It's a meeting place. It's kind of like the town green. You bring everyone together, not you specifically, but we as a community of sports fans bring people to Hartford, whether it's for entertainment, whether it's for sporting events, concerts. I mean, I remember driving limousines when I was 18. People were going to Frank Sinatra, This is important because it put Hartford on the map back then.
Right.
Yes, the Whalers were big, but Frank Sinatra, come on, Elvis Presley in the 70s.
Yeah.
And now you're growing up, and how old are you now?
I'm 34.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't look a day over 33. When you look at your younger generation, because Peter and I are older than you, what comes to mind when you look at what Hartford has today, or doesn't have today, and what it had back 15 years ago when you were younger, growing up, going to high school? What did you look forward to as a young person in Hartford?
Really, going back to 10 to 15 years ago, I'm going back to the events we used to have. The events brought us together. The African Day Parade, the West Indian Parade, Taste of Hartford. I know it's still going on, but Hoop It Up, things like that.
Yeah, so. And the same with me, because when I was in high school, I met a lot of kids from Hartford that came to my high school in West Hartford, and they did a bunch of things going on with the schools and transition of getting some kids into the public schools in West Hartford, and I got to meet a lot of people. Some of those people lived in the South End, some in the North End, and I remember going down to the Italian Fest.
Yeah, that was fun
granted,
too.
I won't hold back. That was where we could drink and have some beverages.
I think that's why they ended up closing it down after a while.
On the Italian community, and I think when you went to the Italian Fest, everyone is Italian. You know, so
Yeah.
even us Irish guys.
You know, but that's the whole thing. It's like, we joke about like Hartford's only 17 square miles, man. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like the North End, and so people don't like. There's not a clean flow throughout the whole city. So it'd be good if we could do something like where each area showcases their thing, and you make a stop in that area or something like for instance, my grandmother was in the Circus Fire.
Okay.
Which was on Barber Street.
Yep.
And she always wanted to go check that out and stuff. And I was like, well, I don't know if I want to go there. I don't know how the area. I'm a little like I'm just a kid in the suburbs, so I didn't know what to expect. Like I don't even know my way around the North End. Yeah, I've been in Hartford my whole life. I'm embarrassed to say that.
Right.
So and we have we think that there's a way to make. Again, it's only 17 square miles. It's not hard to get that many people together. It shouldn't be that hard, Yeah.
And really, my introduction back when I go back to my limousine driving days, I was fortunate enough to have a client base that was lobbyists from the Capitol. But then on the weekends, I would do weddings. And I did probably 5 or 6 weddings that were in the North End. Some of those projects I went to don't even exist today because they've done away with the projects and done some affordable housing and that type of thing that has cleaned up those areas.
Yeah.
And so, my introduction, for lack of a better term, was I got to meet people from the North End.
Right.
And I was a suburban Caucasian kid that was coming in to work in Hartford, and I got to meet some really fascinating people and had a great time. I remember one of the weddings was a Baptist church. I've never been to one. I'm a Catholic, and that's like going to the penitentiary when you go to church. But realistically, you go to a Baptist church, it's a whole different celebration, and it was a lot of fun to see the different lifestyles and how people celebrated a happy day. And I'd go home to my parents and say, hey, I had a great day today. And of course, the reception after the wedding was even better because there was a whole lot of food.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, Gino, is the name of the album Make Hartford Great Again?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the name of the album. And how many songs are on the album that you have so far?
I'm on dedication song number 7.
And how far do you want to go with the album? Like, you want to make it 10, 12, 15? Are you not sure yet?
There's so much to cover. I
Yeah.
want to do 20.
Yeah. I would
Wow,
think so because, like I said, you keep uncovering the stuff that I love. Like I was a huge Detroit Piston only because of Rick Mahorn, I hated. I gotta admit, I hated the Lakers, So I loved them going in there, and I was not a big fan of the Celtics either. But I loved the fact that guy
Came from
was
Hartford.
he was an integral part. And the same thing with Marcus Camby. I always rooted for Marcus Camby. I always rooted for Marcus.
Oh, you
Camby.
got some fans over there. Michael Anthony Lombard. Gino, he's shouting out to you.
Yeah,
what's
connected.
up, Mike?
You guys connected.
What's up, Mike? How you
He's
doing?
a Connecticut super fan.
Oh, yes, he is.
And then Joe Lackey's a buddy of ours
And
too.
Michael Glasson, good
Yeah.
evening, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Michael Glasson actually, I think, posted your song first
Okay.
Actually, is that the cover of your album? You can see it. It's you with it. Okay, so that's the cover of the album, right? And where can people get your album if they wanted to do that? I mean, no, it's not done
Right
yet.
now, it's under construction.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It's going to be for free.
Yeah, nice.
Datpiff.com. I'm also building up
Yeah.
my website, so you can get it there as well.
Cool. And your
Excellent.
producer is Tracker John MD? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Tracker, or am I saying it right?
That's me.
Yeah. Oh, that's you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought there was someone producing.
I'm the
Okay.
songwriter
And the
producer.
producer. All right.
Yeah.
I like how you did the play on the name too.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
Trapper John
Trapper-
MD.
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if we could show Lindsay the next picture, because I think that's the one with the Whaler tracking behind it. And I was sharing that with everyone because like no one's ever done that before. I mean,
Right.
put the brass bonanza to words, put it to passion, to emphasis and stuff like that. How did that come about? Did you know brass bonanza all the time, or is it something
Yes,
you discovered? Or
I knew it all the time. I actually somebody gave me the idea about 12 years ago.
Oh, really?
And I made the beat for them.
Yeah.
I chopped it up different, and the person never jumped on the beat and made a song. So I said, hey, I got to use it. It's the appropriate time. You know?
Oh, it totally is. I mean, and it's like one of those things where it's like a chef, and you put like two foods together, and you think like, nah, yeah, but I tell you, it's a pumping thing. I get it,
Right.
because when that song was played, and the Whalers scored a goal, and we're taking on New York or Boston or somebody, Hartford's doing it. That song get me pumped, but then you put words to it, and the emotion and the feeling, and then all the good. I mean, it's some clever lyrics in there,
Right,
man.
yeah. I didn't want to just base the song on the Whalers until I got the history.
Right.
You know, I didn't
Yeah.
wanna just jump
You got
up
pieces
on
of it.
Well,
yeah.
you came to the right place.
That's right. So
Yeah,
we-
our goofy
and
faces.
you think back, and you can go to all of these now Facebook pages with the Hartford dwellers, downtown dwellers, and Old Hartford has some phenomenal pictures of what Hartford was back in the 50s, 60s,
Right, right.
70s. And Hartford has so much to be proud about, but, you know, we have to also make Hartford great again, and by you just illustrating that and saying it is going to help people
Yeah.
to want to join the club,
Right.
for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
You know, we have people that live downtown. We know people who live downtown. We know people who are doing great projects downtown.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're at a point now where we have to flip again, where now we have residency downtown. You're going to bring more people into the city, and we have to now hopefully get a major league sports team. You have soccer, which was announced today, which is
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal.
Dillon Stadium.
Yeah, so, you
Which
know,
has
Wow.
not been used in a while, and
but
at
it's
least they're
going to
putting
be
money into it.
But again,
and-
it's going to be
yeah.
refurbished. This is
Right.
another step in that positive. Now to take care of, as one of these dwellers keeps on dwelling on, all these crime issues, and there are.
Yeah.
But she's making it sound like, you know, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
No, Hartford PD is doing what they can
Yeah.
with limited resources these days.
Yeah, that's part of
And
the problem.
yeah, exactly. I mean, every
yeah.
city in town is going through it. You know, so when you get the passion of creating an album about Hartford, I mean, it's so creative and so fun to listen to.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
just that one that I listened to.
Yeah.
You know, what is your creative spin on just not the famous people that have gone on, but what about the city itself every day? You know, what do you want people to know about?
I just want the people to know that there's more youth that's coming that have abundance of talent.
Yeah.
And we need, that's why I highlighted the ones that came before us, before me, you know, so they can see and, you know, their life and legacy can reflect them, you know, reflect on them and, you know,
Yeah.
they can do something positive as well.
Yeah, and I think there is a lot of talent in Hartford, and I think underutilized. You know, I think that,
Yeah.
you know, there's people out there with great talent, and they don't have either the right avenue, or they don't know where to go or what to do.
Or
and
the right
so, yeah.
resources, and they have to be found. I mean, you're starting out in this venture that is great, and now someone's going to see you. And now with social media, take it from two guys that've been doing a show for 7 years about a fictitious team.
Yeah, about a team that doesn't exist.
Yeah, right. We've been beating the drum for 7 years.
Yeah,
Salute.
By the way, they're still not back yet.
Yeah.
But
Hashtag bring 'em back.
Yeah, bring them back.
We only got license plates. That's all we got.
Yeah,
But
that's
hey, we
right.
got license plates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And break out the brass.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at what can be, that's what we've looked at. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, I remember Corny Thompson.
No.
He was out of Middletown. Went to Middletown High School. Got drafted by the Huskies. But he opened up a restaurant downtown here at the corner of Capitol Ave and Main Street.
Okay.
For a little while. It was called Corny Thompson's. And another guy from the area that did very, very well and went on to play in the pros, very limited. But he did, and he was another product of coming back to the city
Right.
and open up a restaurant. So, you know, I think the sky's the limit for you,
Oh, yeah.
especially with social media. You already have your tracker John there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Now, since you were a little kid, did you want to be a musician?
Oh,
Or-
yeah.
Yeah, you were always into music, and so in other words, is this really your first album, or you've done other albums before?
I've done other albums.
Yeah, yeah,
But none of them have the effect like this one.
yeah.
You know, as far as people gravitating towards
Oh,
your
yeah,
music
yeah,
and
yeah.
giving
Well,
you an inclined ear.
Especially
you know?
locally, it's a feeling, because people. I mean, every time you were talking about something, I knew what you were talking about.
Right,
You know.
okay. Yeah.
And that's why I felt like I already knew you, even
That's
though I
a good
never met
feeling.
you.
It's a
Yeah.
good
That's, oh
feeling,
yeah,
you
I
know?
knew. I'm like, I know
reminded-
exactly
it
what this guy's
reminded
talking.
me
He
of-
knows everything that I thought I knew. You
It
know,
reminded
like
me of a 60 Minutes story
yeah.
where he took all those news headlines
Yeah.
and wrapped them into a song.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was, to me, what was really cool about it, because you kind of took history.
Right.
And that was what I enjoyed about it.
Right, and people don't know the stuff that you were laying out there. They
Right.
just don't know that stuff, and I think that's so cool. Now, how long does it take you to do a song? Are they vary on the topic or anything, or is it involved? Do you rewrite lyrics, or does it like flow from you?
It flows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wait for the right time, find
Yeah.
the right rhythm and vibration. I go right in. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. That's fun because you can add and take away and change things up. And
Not like the
yeah.
karaoke night, right? That I was.
Yeah, we did some
no.
karaoke, man, and I don't know, the place
We're
emptied
no-
out quick, you know.
We're not a threat to you at all.
Yeah, yeah. You got nothing to worry about. The
Wow.
Whaler Guys album will not sell anything. Yeah.
I'll produce the beats.
Yeah. That sounds like, well, that could be fun.
You'd have to perform too.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We'll sit back at the open bar.
Yeah. That sounds like fun.
Joel Lackey. Hey guys. Hey, how you doing, Joel?
Hey, Joel.
Nice to see you.
How's it going?
Gino Beats here.
Yeah.
What's up,
So-
y'all?
I can't see the picture we got up now. I don't know if you guys can see that.
What do you got there, Lindsay?
Can you make that full screen?
Looks like-
Oh, okay.
looks like
So this is a
City
song
Place.
about, it was about City Place?
Yeah.
Right, this is your like newest one, right?
Yes, the newest one.
And there's, well, I have another one. What's the next picture, Lindsay? Because I think the one is this one here. Now, tell me about this guy here. This is Kelvin Anderson. Was it Kelvin? What's his name?
Calvin D. Anderson.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the story about this song?
According to a great friend of his,
Yeah.
Mike Bell, knock him up, Mike Bell.
Yeah.
So, he was born and raised in Charter Oak, and he was a great fighter. I was doing some research on him, and I heard he was way ahead of his time, and he may have been one of the greatest, if not the greatest, that came from Hartford as a fighter.
Wow.
And I was snooping on Iceman John Scully photos, and saw Olympic pictures, with him and Marlon Starling and
Yeah.
Freddie Roach.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I actually
Yeah.
drove Marlon Starlin with Chris Berman
No way.
down to Stanford, and they did a show on public television down there.
Wow.
And let me tell you, these two guys together, amazing.
Listen.
and back then, Marlon Starling was the man. Everyone
yeah.
knew Marlon Starling
Yeah.
from Hartford, and to me, just having someone like that to make national headlines
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
outstanding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my cousin used to work. This is funny. We're going way back. Jason Kelly, he's out there. He likes some of your stuff too.
Okay,
My
thanks.
cousin, yeah, he would be at working at Finest, if you remember Finest Groceries in Vernon.
Oh,
And Marlon
finest.
Starlin used to come there and order his seafood from him. I'm like, oh my God, you got to talk to Marlon Starlin.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, this is cool.
See,
And I wish,
these are the things we need to highlight.
Yes.
We can't let it go
No,
under the
no.
rug. We can't. No,
yeah, and I
no,
think
no.
I saw a Facebook post where you said you talked to maybe your aunt or someone in your family, and they knew Rick Mahorn's family.
Yes.
And did that go anywhere? Did you end up talking to him or anything?
Oh
Or
no,
nothing?
not yet.
No, but you're still working on it, maybe.
Yeah,
Is
he saw the
local at all,
post
or is he,
actually.
you know?
I have no idea,
Is
but
his family still here?
yes,
Yeah,
they're
they
here.
are.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Who did I? One of my hall monitors at high school, Joe Pena,
Yeah.
was related to Rick Mahorn.
Wow.
Yep, because he always brought it up, and I was in high school in the '80s, so that's when he was playing for the Pistons.
Yeah.
And that's oh yeah, oh yeah.
I still love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a bull in a china
Oh,
shop.
yeah, yeah.
He was pushing everyone around.
Now, where are you going to get your footage? Because when you do the videos for the music,
Mm-hmm.
you have this incredible stuff. It makes it look like it looks pro. It does.
Oh,
Where
I'm
are you
just putting
finding
it
the
together,
footage?
you know.
Where are you
I'm-
finding all this footage?
I'm
on
going
YouTube
on
or-
YouTube,
Yeah.
just searching,
Yeah.
Google, putting
Yeah.
in Hartford,
Yeah.
things.
Just things like
that
that.
follows.
You're
Yeah,
finding it.
I'm finding it.
Let's check out the next picture because there's one in particular.
Someone's saying they like your ring on there.
Oh, thank you very much. It's the only bling I got. Oh, Lindsay's not.
Lindsay's
Well, we'll
not
wait for
behind.
another picture.
Yeah.
But this guy went to Kelvin D. Anderson went to the Olympics, right?
Yes.
And you know what year that was by chance? I can't remember. Was it 80s?
I believe it was 1980.
1980,
I
yeah.
believe it was a free trip,
Wow.
and he wanted to go.
Oh, nice.
And then that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
you know.
That's a good story. I didn't know that. I actually did not know that much about him. But stuff like that I get jazzed about it when I hear people.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we had some guy come on here. Peter worked with, and he did a whole show on the historical landmarks in Hartford.
Yeah.
And after, I wasn't here for that, and watching the show, I'm like, my God.
Yeah.
Does anyone else know about this?
Yeah, like
know?
old stuff, like Asylum Street in Trumbull. The first time a president ever rode in a car was from Asylum Street onto Trumbull. It was Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, there used to be a big dealership in Connecticut for cars. We used to be heading that way at one
Wow.
time.
Which
a long
before
time.
that was carriages.
Yeah,
It was the
it was
carriage house,
carriages, yeah.
and they would sell these carriages. That was the mode of transportation. Was that on Elm Street? Was it?
Yeah, it was Elm Street.
Elm
Yeah,
Street.
yeah,
They had the
yeah. It
carriage
used to be
house,
the
and now they're
governors,
apartments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, there's a lot of stuff out there, and what I like is that even
Can
the
you
recent,
turn it? Can you put another picture on?
Yeah, for Facebook. Oh,
Oh,
for
okay.
the show.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to be on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Uh,
we're on
continue-
here.
we're on the air
Yeah,
with-
That's
so-
never happened before.
So,
No, it did.
I did it? You're not talking about the Facebook Live, you're talking about the channel, right?
Channel, like
Ah.
the physical channel.
lost the public access channel, but this is actually our Hartford hockey page.
And this is
Oh,
live
okay.
right now.
And
All
this
right.
is 8,000.
And what's
people
Mike,
on that
Mike
channel.
saying? On live. So, you know, watching it, I'm watching these girls jump rope. I'm like, how in God's name can anyone do that? Someone's going to break a
I
leg.
couldn't even do it slow. I mean,
Well, we know your capabilities.
yeah, I mean, I got a 3-inch vertical. I mean, that's it. That's what I got.
And that's the,
Better not be a thick jump rope. You
and that's
know,
the
'cause
reach.
I can't get over
That's
that.
the reach of cold beer.
Yeah. I got no vertical. But
But
that was
d-
cool. She went to England or something?
Yeah, they won a trip. The
Yeah.
Double Dutch team was named Black Magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
So they beat 40,000 jumpers in
Wow.
the United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
Little old Hartford.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
1983.
Yeah.
That's
And is
amazing.
she here around in the area in
No,
Hartford? here?
she actually passed away.
Oh, that's too
yeah,
bad.
yep. But her daughters are here to keep her legacy going
Yeah.
and her
So
name
they must
going.
have loved the song.
Oh,
And all the
yeah.
footage and stuff. And again, you found that all just looking around and stuff. You know?
There's certain things happen with Make Hartford Great Again, spiritual things. And after I made the first song, Make Hartford Great Again with the Hartford Brass Bonanza,
Yeah.
I made the Double Dutch song. And I did the research on it, went on the internet, found out about Phyllis Goggins, and she was from Stowe Village. You see, here at Beaches Stowe Village. So that's a plus
Yeah,
right there,
yeah,
you know,
it is.
historical
That's right.
It is.
people, you know. So I finished the song, and I was trying to bounce over the video, but the video wouldn't work. So, you know, I was talking to Phyllis. I said, Phyllis, please, I want this to work for you. I need this to work for you. So a voice came to me. She said, just leave it, and when you come back to it later, it'll work. So as soon as this voice said this to me, my phone rang. It was one of my friends. She said, hey, you want to go to a art show with me? I said, yeah. You know, I really don't move, but she said, let's go. I went, and there was a little girl sitting there. She had a guitar, and I really don't ask people to take pictures, but I asked this particular girl to take a picture with me. So when I put my arm around her and I was getting ready to take the picture, the phone died. So I was like, wow. So, you know, we talked through the night. She performed. She had a nice performance. And the next day, I dropped the song. So I'm looking through the comments after I dropped the song, and there's a girl that said, hey, that's my mom. Thank you. So I go and tap on
Wow.
the picture.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking through, and I said to myself, you got to be kidding me. I know this is not.
Whoa. Are you serious?
Yes, it
That's
was.
amazing.
Wow.
Phyllis Goggins brought me to see her daughter.
That is
Wow.
crazy.
We're getting help like from all places.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys
I
are a
love
blessing,
stories like
you
that.
know.
I
You know
love
what?
stories like that. Yeah, that's
It's
incredible.
all about positive, and you
I
know,
didn't know where you're going with that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. You know, and now you've created this song that now this young lady
Right.
can say that was my mom.
Yep.
Oh, that's
and
the
then
coolest
2
thing.
days
Yeah.
ago, it happened again. My cousin called me and invited me to a cookout. As soon as I get to the cookout, the same girl is standing there, and this is in East Hartford. So all her sisters were there. So
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
met all of them.
Oh my
you
gosh,
know?
yeah, that's cool.
I
And-
was like,
and
once
we've-
again.
We've
Could you
had-
start praying to bring back the Whalers?
I know, right?
hell, I'll pray with you.
Yeah.
Just stay away from the holy water. It burns.
Yeah.
But I went to in the middle of Higginham, Connecticut, okay, which is just outside of Middletown,
Yeah.
right? It's country, basically, right?
Yeah.
And I walk into this, they were having an event, and they were making pesto, homemade pesto. Good stuff, right? I walk in there, so I had a Whalers t-shirt on. And this old gentleman walks up to me, an older gentleman. He goes, you like that logo? I said, this is the best logo that was ever created.
Yeah.
He goes, I helped design it. And my father-in-law looks at me, he goes, you gotta be kidding me. We're in the middle of Higginham, Connecticut,
Wow.
Yeah.
which is nothing, you know, it's quiet,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah.
And you meet the guy who helped advertise the Whalers logo when they created it with Peter Good.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, it's great. And we ended up exchanging business cards, and we had him on the show. We had Peter Good and this
Yeah.
guy, Jack Lardis, come on our show. And it was one of those things where sometimes you think, I think I was sent here for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I think, you know, every once in a while the big guy
Yeah.
upstairs says,
Oh, yeah.
these,
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys
These
need
things
a,
happen.
these,
Yeah,
these,
yeah,
these
yeah.
guys need a lot of help.
Yeah. But I love that about Hartford in general. Like, people that don't, like, you don't have to love hockey at all, but if you love Hartford, you love that logo. I mean, we see people
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
it all over the place, and people, you know, it doesn't matter to us if you're a hockey fan or not. it's promoting Hartford. I mean, it's
Snoop
got
Dogg
it like
even
right there.
wore the logo.
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
believe me, I've been showing everything he does, and,
Yep.
and like, cause
Yep.
he did that a long time ago. He did the Springfield Indians. He had a Springfield Indians jersey
Yep.
on for
Yep.
gin and juice. You know?
Wow.
And that's the all Whaler colors.
Yep.
So that was the first time he wore it, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's wearing a Springfield.
He
and
wore
then
the
he started wearing the Whaler
He wore the
stuff
Whalers one at
on
the
Jimmy
NBA
Kimmel or
Finals.
something. Yeah.
And
Wow.
think
Yeah.
of the ratings.
Well, it was
Right,
funny
for
because
the
then the
NBA
NHL
Finals.
picked him up to try to bring him into hockey to, because
Yeah.
then he was given
Yeah.
like, the crazy names.
You know
for
why they
stuff.
did?
Yeah,
Because he wore that Whalers.
I think so.
That's it. They said,
think
"Oh,
so.
bring him on the NHL board."
That's awesome. I was so happy he did that. And so anytime anyone, we see Popular wearing the shirt or something, we'll post it.
Well,
or
what was there?
something.
Vanessa
Yeah.
Fox, was it?
No, Melissa Fox.
No,
Right?
you
what's her
screwed
name?
that up. It starts with a V.
What?
What's her name? The model, Megan Fox.
Megan.
Fox
Whatever.
had a Whalers T-shirt on
Yeah.
in California.
Yeah.
I'm like, look.
Wow.
But even locally, there's a guy who's got, and I think it's a scooter. You know, the guy's got a Whaler decked out scooter.
Was it the scooter or the motorcycle? There was
Maybe
a
it's
motorcycle too.
I mean, it is like
It's
decked
blue
out.
and green.
Whaler.
It
You
has
saw
the
him?
logo
I saw
on
him.
it.
We
Yeah.
were trying to find him. If you're out there, come on, we gotta get you on the show. Bring
Yeah,
that scooter in here,
exactly.
Yeah. So stuff like that is just
That's
killer,
right.
and I wish I could see the pictures because I had some more of your songs.
It's great because we bleed green. We want the Whalers back, but to have someone like you who lives downtown
Yep.
and you're proud of the history of downtown, and like you were bringing up about the Double Dutch and the young lady you met, these are real life stories. This
Right.
isn't stuff you make up. We've been making up stuff for 7 years.
I
about
know.
a
When I was
hockey
just
team.
typing up the Facebook thing, and we got Gino Beats. I'm like, a musician, artist, a historian. I mean,
All the above.
Yeah. So that's awesome, and that's what I said. The passion alone, I was like, I got to talk to this guy.
Right.
So that was everything. Because unfortunately, it's hard to find people that think like you and I do. That Hartford's not this crap hole. That it's better than it is.
There's too many people giving up on Hartford.
Yeah.
And you know what? There is tremendous talent. I work at a local university, and it's great to sit there and meet people that are coming to the university from Hartford and want to stay in state and go to school.
Right.
We need those people from in state to go to schools, whether it's a communist UConn that take all of our money, or the state university, the four state universities, because we want homegrown talent here in the state to keep their families here, to keep the jobs here, and be proud of living in Connecticut, even though the taxes need to come down a bit.
Yeah, always. And Hartford can be expensive too, and that's kind
Hey,
of
Joe
part of
Lackey,
it.
he said, don't forget the boat. Remember, Joe Lackey,
Yeah.
who's a unbelievable fisherman
Yeah.
that we will get out with you sooner or later.
Yeah.
Glad you're feeling better. Glad the knee's getting fixed up, Joel, because you'll need both knees to put up with us. He has a bass tracker boat. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joel.
Yeah.
It's a bass tracker boat with blue and green.
It is whalered out.
It's whaled out. And he just bought it, I think, last year or the year before.
And I told him.
And you were on it.
I did fish off it because I love to fish. Any Connecticut River, I'll sit there all night if I can catch just something.
Right,
other than
something,
other than like a cold or something.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, he has his boat and it's like so cool because it's got this green blue. He had it all designed, picked out. And he's got to call it the Bass Bonanza.
Yeah, because you can't use it, and he can't put the logo on because he was a little shaky on putting the
I think
logo
he
on.
should just throw it on
He
there.
should throw it on. What the hell are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Take his boat away?
Yeah,
Give it a
right.
break.
Yeah. Too much.
Go fry their ass.
Right.
But
So, are you a one-man show, Gino, or is someone helping you produce the stuff, or writing, or anything like that, or is he doing it all on your own?
One-man band.
One-man band.
Yep,
That's
one-man
cool.
show.
now, what do you do full time? And in your spare time, you do the music. What do you do full time?
What I do for live life.
Live
Yeah.
life?
Yep.
Live
Take
and
care
love
of my
life.
son.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. How
Yeah.
old's your son?
He's going to be 12.
Oh boy,
Wow.
getting into
On the
those
13th.
challenging years.
Yeah,
huh?
2 days
You don't
from
have
now.
gray hair yet.
I have
He's
one.
not,
I have
he's,
one.
he's not old enough yet.
Yeah. That's awesome. And what's his name?
Nizell.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's great.
And
so-
the boat is a Ranger. It's not a bass tracker.
Ah, there you
Got to make sure we give
You
credit.
can't say
where-
Ranger on the Whaler show.
No,
My
they're-
New York
It
Rangers.
does.
Bad, bad.
Yeah, and that's like I said. That's one of the things I loved about the Whalers was not just the hockey, but it was Hartford. We were
was a
taking on
community.
bigger cities.
Right.
We were taking on Boston. I mean, Jerry and I did a show. We were laughing. It was 1991, and I know it was a while ago. But the Whalers and Bruins are playing in the playoffs, right? And back in those days, the Bruins would
The
bring
game
9.
was in '91. We weren't doing the show then.
No, yeah. We're not that desperate. But anyway, So 9 busloads of Bruin fans come down from Boston to Mass and stuff like that. And next thing you know, the Whalers are losing, and the Bruins are talking a lot of crap, and 100 evictions, 40 arrests.
Wow.
The beers were limited to 1 beer per person now, no more 2 double fisting, and that was all because. Man, it was Hartford taking on Boston, and and Boston not liking it.
It's like a good old street fight.
And I loved it. Let's take on Boston. Let's take on New York. It doesn't mean that we have to be as big as Boston or New York.
And
but
I think
get on the national stage.
I think Peter and I agree.
Yeah.
That's what fuels us trying to keep this dream alive.
Yeah.
That Hartford's not little. Hartford's not the underdog.
Yeah.
Hartford was a competitor with New York and Boston.
Yeah.
And you know what? We could knock them out when you needed to.
Right.
More times than not, they knocked us out. But still, we can knock them out. We played to their level. We got into the playoffs.
Yeah.
We outdrew Boston, 4 out of 10 years?
Believe it or not, the Whalers outdrew the Boston Bruins 4 out of 10 times in the 80s.
Oh, wow.
I mean, 80s was a great time for
was a
Hartford.
great
When you
time.
the
Yes,
songs
it
you have,
was.
the Double Dutch 83.
Everything is in the 80s.
Yeah, and I know it's sad in a way because it's like
Michael's asking a question.
Yeah.
What do you say there?
I can't read that. Gino, I can. What does that say?
You can spit some bars.
Yeah. You want to spit some bars?
Feature. Send me
I
a
got-
link of what you
Yeah.
can do. A messenger.
I wanted to ask
Actually-
Lindsay if we could
actually-
play one of your songs.
Actually, Michael is very talented because he's the Connecticut superfan as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
And he has great passion
Yeah.
for not only Hartford but also the state of Connecticut and keeping the dream alive that we can get professional sports. And he talks about New Haven all the time. He really is a great guy to follow, and obviously you know him.
Oh,
He stood up for me in the beginning when
Yeah.
when I dropped "Make Hartford Great Again."
Yeah.
It felt as if it was a political song. It said, in no way, shape,
no,
or
I
form,
didn't
it's
feel
a
that way.
political song.
And
so
I was
thanks,
wondering if
Mike.
people were giving.
Thanks.
Yeah. I thought people
What
were
did Karen say? Karen asked us a question there.
Oh, that's Karen.
I'm ready for the next
really?
year's St. Patrick's Day parade. Yeah, we all
Yeah.
get together. You got to come with us.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's
we do
Day
the St.
parade.
Patrick's Day. It's because of the Whaler green. That's the only reason why we're in there. So,
Oh, yeah,
this is
okay.
green. It's like St. Patrick's.
Not
so,
for us Irish guys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we do that. We've been marching in that every year, and we have a good time. You hand out. You could even hand out stuff for your songs or
Yeah,
stuff. for the
Right,
people.
okay.
Spread
It's like
the wealth.
70, 40. Actually, I love all the parades in Hartford. So anytime I say the more the better. But sometimes
And again,
it's a money thing. Sometimes too.
you relate back to New York, and they have a parade for every group, whether it's like you said,
Yeah.
the West Indian parade.
Yeah.
They have. My son lives in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He goes, you go to a parade. There's a parade every other week.
Yeah.
He goes, and they last 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
goes, they know how to put parades on.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
it's
Hartford
true.
needs to recognize the cultures here in Hartford. They need to open people's minds to other cultures, so you don't walk around like a bunch of ignorant fools out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Right.
And embrace other cultures, because you know what? A world of me would be boring.
Yeah.
And when you get to meet other people and sit down and have a beverage together, how much you can learn about people.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that goes back to what you're doing, Make Hartford Great Again.
Yeah.
It's all those people that put Hartford on the map.
Yeah.
And Johnny Duke, wow, Giulio Gallucci from Bellevue Square. As a child, I always heard his name, Johnny Duke, Johnny Duke, Johnny Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I had to go back and do the research.
Yeah.
Oh man, the song "Live in the Square" went through the roof as
Yeah.
far as people reconnecting with each other.
Yeah.
Different boxes that haven't met boxes before them reaching out, and
Right.
it's a happy feeling. It's a good feeling.
And
Oh, yeah,
Hartford
yeah.
still, to this day, has a great boxing community.
Oh yeah.
And so not that I'm telling you what to do, but that would be a great spin on it. Is focus on that
Yeah.
that sport with the young people still getting involved.
Yeah.
Right.
We talked about it in one of our shows. Was it Willie Pep?
Yeah.
He was the big trainer
Yeah.
in Hartford, the boxing trainer that made people famous, and they grew up in Hartford.
Yeah.
He was the boxing. I think he was the boxer from Willie Pep from Hartford. And correct me if I'm wrong, whoever's listening. But again, that's what put Hartford on a map, or things like that. You know, we don't want to be remembered for all the bad stuff in Hartford, like the taxes and this type of thing, and the circus fire.
right.
We want to show people how much Hartford and the people that live in Hartford have to offer, and how many people we met in Hartford? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Now, I saw that you reached out to Chris Murphy and Luke Bronin.
Oh,
they,
yeah,
Would
they
they get back to you? How were
on
they?
Oh no, I saw them on the Avenue, and I just told them about Make Hartford Great Again.
Yeah.
And I have a buddy that's down in City Hall as well. That's works around them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I made mention of his name, and they were aware, and I just let them know about what I was doing. And
Yeah.
Calvin D. Anderson, because I saw Bronin at the Calvin D. Anderson Center. They hold meetings
Yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
And I just wanted him to get familiar with what I'm doing.
Yeah,
And,
hell yeah.
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 So-
Well, I mean, it's great because you can go out there and market yourself. At first, when I saw Make Hartford Great Again, I said he is not marrying the other guy.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And again, it's catchy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's self-marketing.
Yeah.
That's what's great about it.
And it's true.
It's catchy.
It's true.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
You know,
let's do
do
it.
I'm in.
I'm
hey.
ready.
Well, they can, you can do something or get off the pot. You know.
Right.
That was his
That was
PC
the-
version.
I-
You see that little stutter there? That was like, I can't use the word I want to use.
What
I have
should
to
I use?
substitute something that's more kid-friendly.
Yeah, that's right. PG-13.
Yeah.
So it's catchy, and you want people to jump in and
Yeah.
be part of the solution rather than
Yeah.
part of the problem.
And you've been happy with the responses you're getting from
Oh,
people
yeah.
and everything like that? Yeah.
Definitely.
And with
Yeah.
with Facebook and social media, people are going to reach out to you.
Oh,
That's,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
that's
Oh,
the
you
best
putting it
part
out
about
there?
it.
I mean, yeah, immediately I was like, hey,
Yeah.
He brought it to my attention.
Yeah.
He's like, Jerry, check this out.
Yeah,
This
you
is
gotta
awesome.
see this. I know,
Yeah.
because I never even thought, and I've listened to that song a gazillion, times. I never thought like, what if you could put words to this?
Well,
What if you could put a beat
You got a
to
big
this?
Right,
You
yeah.
got a big question there.
Oh man, it's a lot of reading.
A lot of reading.
What does it say? How can it says here from R.J. DeRosa, how can we get Hartford public school students involved in Hartford hockey in a middle school? I'm a middle school teacher at McDonough. I played Division I lacrosse in college, but I doubt I would. Oh, boy, this is taking forever. I doubt I would have went to college without the extracurriculars, which is kind of
Which is
Yeah.
great because today, so many schools
Yeah.
don't have the money for sports.
Yeah.
A lot of people have to pay for them.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's fair. I
Yeah.
played baseball in high school.
Hockey's expensive too.
It
Yeah,
is,
that's another
and
problem. Ice time
to
and all
answer your
that.
question, RJ, reach out to the Hartford Wolfpack. They have a great community program.
That's true.
I would contact their public relations. Is it Frank Berrien? Is he involved in that?
Yeah, he's the head of the community stuff.
Okay,
for
talk to
Wolfpack,
Frank Berrien
yeah.
over at the Hartford Wolfpack.
Yeah.
And I think they do something with either street hockey
Yeah.
or something to do with
summers,
youth
yeah.
hockey.
Yeah.
Reach out to him, and he should be able to help you out.
Right.
He's a great resource. He's a good person, and does a lot with
Yeah.
hockey outside of the XL
And
Center.
I think McDonough is. We actually, Jerry and I, a highlight of our
Oh,
career
that's
here.
right.
We got to do the middle school championships for Hartford, and I can't remember the name of the school. It was held at one school, but it was
McDonough
four
was
schools.
one of 'em.
McDonough was one
Yep.
of them, and unfortunately Jerry got called away for work. And the second game was hot. I mean, these guys were draining, threes and everything like that.
They were young.
And by the end of the game, I started to get their names right, so it was great. But
That was our
I
introduction
mean, there was
to
a buzzer
play-by-play.
beater to win the whole thing, and I can't remember the schools. One was McDonough,
Yep.
one was Fox or Fowler,
Fox Middle.
Fox Middle, I think,
Fox
which
Middle.
I think you went to.
Yeah,
right?
I went to
You
Fox
did?
Middle.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was great, and
It was a lot of fun.
yeah, and we got to talk to parents and get to meet people and stuff. And I would
They're
love
looking
to do
at
that
us
again.
saying, "Who are you guys?"
Yeah, it's like
We're whaler
yeah,
guys.
that's
Right.
you called the wrong kid again when you're on the radio,
Yeah,
on the
right,
TV.
exactly.
So. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
Capital was playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Capital. Yeah, Capital Prep, right?
They
yeah.
sure, they put on
Oh
the
my
gas.
gosh, man,
Holy
Capital
crap.
Prep. I mean, they could.
And that was the that
they
was
could
the
kill.
girls.
They were good. Yeah, they were good.
If they said get out there, it's
They
like
were-
hell no, they're gonna beat me.
They would have. Yeah, they would have whipped our butts. Yeah, they were good. They were
I had to
good.
play for the
Yeah,
St. Bridget's
yeah,
basketball
Right,
team.
right.
Yeah, that was forced.
yeah.
But so going forward, you have 7 tracks already, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
And growing.
and growing.
And growing.
Do you have an end date of when you want this album released? We got to let these people know. You can't just sit here.
Yeah.
Remember, you can either or get off the pot.
Well, since I'm schooling them, back to school.
Yeah, yeah, right.
September.
Cool, there you go.
No, you
That's
are.
perfect.
You are schooling them.
Yeah,
you
so
are.
September, I guess I'm
Yeah.
Well, let's get moving here.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
you know what? Yeah, you
right.
can't force artistry. You know, it comes and goes. You gotta do it right.
Yeah, but he
it's
might
not like the
miss-
show where
he
we just
might-
ramble on. You know.
Well, that's what we're doing. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is, it could be past his prime. He has to be in there. Get in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get it
right,
out there.
Right, I got to
The
get
more-
it out there.
The more,
yeah.
the more. Yeah.
And then we
I'll
can
tell you
put-
what, you
we'll
won't
put it
have
on our
the end of
page.
stories. That's for sure.
Yep.
And don't forget all the people that live around you. and Stuff they live through that stuff. They remember it.
Well,
they
I
got
think
stuff,
that's important. You know,
Yeah,
you talk
yeah.
to the people who live around you,
Yeah.
and I don't know about you, but you know, I got most of my knowledge from the older people.
Yeah.
And you sat down with them and you started listening to how things were tough when they were growing up,
Oh yeah.
and this is what we had to do.
Yeah.
And today we live in a digital world. Everyone is content.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you still have to push forward, and you have to
Yeah.
be you and bring your creative imagination out there, and you're doing it with your
Yeah.
album. I think it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Right.
And you are now sharing, because you're in your 30s now, to the younger generation, that you can do whatever you want.
Right.
I mean, you have to go out and grab it.
Yeah, you're building
my dad
bridges.
told me,
It's
really, yeah.
and he'd sit there and say, you know, Jerry, you can be what you want, but there's a difference between dreaming and doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can dream all you want, but you're not getting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now go out and get it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I ended up doing what I wanted to do in life, and I'm very lucky, first of all, but to have the support, and you're now part of that support system where you're telling people, go out and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I've always told the kids in college when they're in there, you're in charge of your life.
Yeah.
Your mom and dad are going to tell you certain things, but you're at an age now where you're making decisions.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
that means get your behind out of bed
Yeah,
on a
it's
Friday
kinda
morning.
like, you know what?
Even
you
if
know,
you've been out the
you
night
tell-
before a little too late socializing. Yeah.
You tell everyone in Hartford, hey, make yourself great again. That'll make Hartford great
Yeah,
again. you know?
exactly. I mean, it's self-marketing.
Yeah.
And
Help your neighbor.
It's also
you know, all that
highlighting the times as well,
Yeah.
not only people. Like I want to highlight some times as well. Like
Right.
you know, I just did the first one, which is City Place.
Yeah.
And then you know, I want to talk about the roof collapse in '78. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what
things
did
was
that
a
do to
crazy one.
Hartford? And they
Yeah.
had to move up to Springfield, and then they had to move back to Hartford.
As
And
crazy
Right.
as that was, it actually helped get the Whalers into the NHL, believe it or not, because they
Yeah.
had to add 5,000 seats.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, that's what problem with the XL Center is, not to bore you to death with the building, but they only have really enough bathrooms for 10,000 people. It's still the amount of bathrooms they had in 75.
Wow.
So that part of the thing of the upgrading, they wanted like, well, we need more bathrooms, because if you go to the XL Center and you go to a concert, women are just, poor women they miss
Yeah.
the whole show
Yeah.
because they're just waiting to pee. That's it, you know. So it's
Yeah.
that's the thing. But the good news about that is it brought the way. I mean, like you said, City Place also 83. That came up. I was
That's
just
83?
yeah. I actually work in City Place, and one day they gave us cupcakes, and they were really nice cupcakes with the thing on it, and it said City Place 83. So it was the 35th anniversary of the building.
Holy cow. I
Yeah,
didn't think it
and
was
it's
that
the
old.
tallest,
Wow.
38 floors, tallest.
Yeah, the tallest in Connecticut.
Yeah,
tallest building.
yeah, and I don't know if you've ever been. I've only been up to the 27th floor, so it's still like 10. But man, you get up there. I mean, that's where you should shoot some footage for your
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
videos.
yeah.
I mean, you get some. You get the whole city up there and stuff. So it's really cool. Yeah, yeah. What's your favorite part of Hartford? Do you have a favorite neighborhood or area or landmark or?
Wow, that's a tough
Tough to
one.
call?
That's a
Tough to
tough
pull?
one. Yep. It would have to be a wooded area,
Yeah.
somewhere like a park or somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which park.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think right now which park grabs my energy.
Is that where you spent time as a kid?
The riverfront. The
Yeah.
riverfront is a nice place.
It is,
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
Yep.
During the day and night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to a wedding. I think it's further up 91. I think they have. Is there a boathouse up there? I think it's a boathouse where they store the
Oh. Ferries or
no
the
the rowing.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
the
yeah,
long-
yeah,
the
yeah,
long rowing?
Yeah, the
crew-
college.
the crew, yeah.
Jake. Crew,
But they
whatever.
also have in there, and I only know this because I went to the wedding there, a banquet facility right there,
Yeah.
and absolutely amazing view of the river.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, in the spring it can be a little dicey because
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
water overflowing, but it's a beautiful area up there. Then if you go further up 91, there's a park where they play cricket.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it cricket?
Oh,
Yeah, it is
man, it's
cricket.
the North.
North Meadows?
No,
No,
it's not.
it's-
It's just the most northern
it's just,
part.
It's the
Goodwin? No.
no.
Good something? No.
No.
Damn.
Not at all.
I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
But
I've
they do
gone
play
up
cricket
91
there.
and I've looked over and I go,
Yeah.
they're playing cricket.
They are.
You know, and
I
that's
still
not
can't figure
something
it
you
out,
see.
but yeah.
No, not at all.
No.
And you know, there's so much. I mean, just to do a video of that.
Yeah.
You know, how many people, except for the people in Hartford that follow the clubs that are playing, would know that cricket exists in Hartford?
Keeney Park?
I think that is it. I think it is Keeney Park. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Further up at 91?
91 North.
Yeah, 34.
Yeah,
exit
on the
34.
on the right-hand
34,
side.
33.
Keeney
Right around
Park.
there?
All I know about Keeney Park is I played golf there.
Yeah, we played golf there.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
around the
Yeah,
golf
the
is the
park.
cricket.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's
Okay,
there.
then that
It is
has to be
Keeney.
it.
Yeah.
And you know, I haven't been back to Keeney Park since they redid the whole golf course. They
Yeah.
did a major,
nice.
yeah, they
Yeah,
did
they
a
did.
major remodel, and they have a great place to eat at the
Yeah.
golf course.
They got to put some money into the parks too. You
Yeah.
got to hold on to that, you know.
Well,
and
it's
you know,
a- it's a-
Bushnell Park is the first park in America, first public community park in America.
Wow.
Yeah,
Now
Bushnell Park.
there's a place to do a song.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Because
yeah.
really,
We got the
when
first museum in the country, Wadsworth Athenaeum, first public museum in the country.
See,
And-
these are the things we need
and,
to highlight.
and the park
Yeah,
is the guy who created Central Park in New York.
yeah.
Yeah, same guy, same developer.
So everybody like took the blueprint out of Hartford. Now check this out: the State House. That guy, Charles Bulfinch, he built that, and Boston went, "Come build one in Boston."
Wow.
They said, "Do it just like you did in Hartford." I mean, that's where Hartford used to lead some stuff. I mean, I know this is 100 million years
It doesn't
ago,
matter.
but
We-
there's
we
things
were
in
on the
there.
map first.
Yep,
Yeah.
first. You know, so I like hearing stuff like that, and people don't know it. So I don't know if that just pops into a song or something in your
Bullfinch,
head.
Isn't
That's
that,
Yeah.
isn't that Cheers? Bullfinch? Isn't that part of?
Bull Moose? I don't know. Is it?
No, Bullfinch is the actual name
Uh-huh.
of Cheers up in Boston, the bar.
Is it?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
Really? Where have you been?
I told you, Boston's not. I'm Hartford, man. I don't know Boston. He's a Red Sox fan, so he's got problems.
You're a Yankee fan.
Yeah. Well, all right. Let's
good news is you're
until
between
Hartford
us.
gets a
I
team.
know, right?
And you know what? And it's
Wow.
not just hockey. To be honest with you, if Hartford wasn't right for hockey, but the NBA was calling, I'd be all for that too. Because get a major leagues franchise in here, and get on the national stage, get people pumped up. Let's have a
Right.
parade. When the Whalers lost in '87, they lost in the second round. We threw a parade for them. That's never happened
100,000
anywhere.
100,000 people came to
A
parade for
a
guys
team
who
that
lost.
Yeah, guys that lost in the second round.
because
So-
you know what? We loved our team.
yeah, we
Yeah,
did,
that's
and we
it,
would
yeah.
love any team. I mean, if the NBA was here, if soccer was here. I mean, remember when the Patriots were kind of coming here? Remember
Yeah.
that?
They were never coming here.
Yeah,
That was a
I
jackass
know it wasn't,
thing.
but if they had,
Yeah.
we'd have 4 Super Bowls in Hartford.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
That's
But
crazy
they were never
thinking
coming
about
here.
that.
jackwagon.
I know.
Yeah.
That was all a switch and bait. But anyway,
Whatever.
yeah. What are you gonna do?
What do we got here? Send me.
Jason Palmer is watching. Hey, Jason, how's it going?
We'll get you the information, RJ, for Frank Berry and the Hartford Wolfpack for the hockey.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we have about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, what do you wanna talk
What do
about,
you want
Gino?
to talk
Is there anything
about?
we
Since
haven't
we
talked about
talked your ear off.
Did you come in here and go, I definitely want to get this down and say something?
Yeah.
Anything?
Not really.
Any shout outs to your friends? Anybody?
I want to shout out everybody in Hartford that's doing something positive.
Yeah.
From
Absolutely.
music down to dancing to arts and
Yep.
crafts.
Yep.
Everybody. Our
Right.
supreme athlete, Stanley Stack Williams.
Yep.
I appreciate what he's doing, hands-on. As well, a guy who went to school with me as well, and you work so hard towards your dreams, and certain things happen where you can't reach
Yep.
that place, but you still have the energy to give back. So,
So basically, don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't
Yes.
give up.
Don't give
Tomorrow's
up.
a new day.
Yeah.
And he's getting kids to getting them through to college with scholarships, so that's a beautiful thing.
Right.
So we also
Absolutely.
want to highlight that as well.
Yep.
with Make Hartford great again.
I had the
Yeah.
opportunity to work a graduation probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it was Prince Tech. And to watch the parents so excited for their kids to graduate. And again, this is another school, technical school, that are getting people ready to join the workforce,
Yeah.
to get out there. It's always such a nice feeling to watch people succeed and do what they want to do, whether it was the carpentry department, electrical engineers, never, or they had the cosmetic beauty school. I mean, all these people going out there to the world, and we have to keep them here in Hartford, in the Connecticut area, instead of sending them off to other states so they can be successful. Why
Yeah.
can't we be
Right.
successful?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a ton of history.
And that's why, that's the reason why Make Hartford Great Again came about too. I said, you know what? I'm tired of turning towards New York and wanting to, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I want to focus on Hartford. I don't want to get a record deal. I don't need to go to those guys.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
no disrespect because they're the
yeah.
mecca of music, but
No.
you know, it's look at the results.
Yeah,
We
right.
don't-
You know, we
right.
have a lot of people that's great at music and
Yeah.
they haven't made it yet,
Yeah.
and I wonder why. It's,
Yeah.
it's
And we-
regionally dominated.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah.
need to be in second place anymore. We can be
No.
in first place.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And you know what? It's up to the people that live here to show them what we have. We were a major league city once. We can be a major league city, and I don't mean that just about sports, but about the people from Hartford.
Right.
And you know, we've had many people go outside of this state that have been very big outside. You talked about Gail King. You've talked about Rick Mulhorn. Well, you know, look at Carol Amon, who graduated from the university I'm at. She was the CEO of a pharmaceutical company and did very, very well. Now, a particular business school is named after her.
Yeah.
So these are people that made it big. I was going through the university the other day. There's an ABC journalist
Oh,
that's
wow.
from Connecticut
Wow.
who went to this particular university.
Yeah, yeah.
We also have the guy who was the VP for the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
We had Mike Sherman, who was the coach
Yeah,
of the
coach
Green
of
Bay
the Bay- yeah,
Packers,
that's right, yeah.
who graduated from our school.
The guy
You know,
for the Jets didn't last long. I can't remember his name. He was. I think he
Bowles?
was at Weaver.
Bowles?
No, the guy Mangini.
Oh yeah, Mangini.
Yeah.
He does his football camp
Yeah,
over
I think
in.
he was. I thought he was from
in-
Weaver, wasn't he? Or no, he went to Weaver. or
He went to
something like
Weaver,
that.
but he does his
Yeah.
camp over at Trinity, I think.
Yeah, yeah. He was
You know,
coach of the
we
Jets
have
for
so
a
many
little while, yeah.
fantastic people. Ricky Batalico graduated
Yeah, the
from here.
CCSU.
CCSU,
Yeah, he was with
and
me.
he
Yeah.
donated the grandstands at CCSU.
Yeah.
These are all people that made it. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
look at George Springer for the Astros.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's
right.
from New Britain, Connecticut.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I think the sky's the limit for anyone who
Right.
wants to be successful and
Yeah.
you want to go do the right thing and get out there and be
Yeah.
a role model for young people.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to do the right thing and be a positive influence,
Yeah.
like you were saying. You know, you're doing the right thing by going forward and
Yeah.
taking your talent. By all means, it's a talent, because after that karaoke thing, I know I'm not.
And you know what? You said it's right. It's like, you know what? We don't all have to agree on everything, but have one love. And be that one love be Hartford.
Right,
Just
right.
love Hartford.
But support
You know?
people who want to be successful.
support people in Hartford.
And don't
Yeah.
kick people while they're down.
Yeah, that happens way
Give them
too
a
often
hand and
around
help
here.
them up.
Yeah,
You know?
Exactly.
I mean,
Got
come
enough-
on.
We got enough going on, you know. Strong. I hate to
Yeah.
say it, but not to make it a political, but it is stronger together, you know. It's,
Yeah.
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 You know,
So-
I got to
oh,
be bulletproof
All right, we
as
got to
well.
wrap it up. We're getting a
Yeah.
call. Gino, nice meeting you. Good
Yes,
best of luck.
yes.
Looking forward to your next
All right.
song, man. All of them, love them.
Yep.
So until we meet again, we're the Whaler guys.
All right.
Peter, Jerry,
And
Gino, because he's got the beat.
Yeah.
And you know what? We'll
Yeah.
catch you next time on the Whaler guys.
TJG.
One nation under green.
Yeah. Make Hartford great again.
Have a great night.